Hold up, is that Bae? Fans are absolutely spiraling as buzz builds around an unexpected new couple that nobody had on their 2025 bingo card. We're talking Real Housewives of Potomac star Mia Thornton and R&B heartthrob Bobby Valentino. After a series of eyebrow-raising meets, flirty photos, and shocking public appearances, the internet is now fixated on one burning question: when are they actually together? Get ready, because this tea is piping hot. The evidence is piling up fast, and what we've uncovered might completely flip your perspective. Alright, let's get into what everyone's whispering about, reposting like crazy, and giving major side-eyes to all over social media. You ever scroll your timeline, stop mid-scroll, zoom in, and go, hold on, is that really who I think it is? Yeah, that was exactly the reaction thousands of fans had when Real Housewives of Potomac's own Mia Thornton was seen on more than one occasion getting very close with Bobby Valentino. Yep, the same Bobby who blessed us with R&B classics like Slow Down and Tell Me. Now hold up before you brush this off as just another celebrity run-in at some swanky Atlanta lounge. Let's get something straight. This isn't a one-time fan flick or casual moment. These two have been spotted together multiple times, looking way too familiar. And we're not just talking about group pics or basic selfies. We're talking club appearances, undeniable chemistry, touchy body language, and even his and hers type moments that fans are not letting go unnoticed. So what's the real story here? Are we witnessing the start of a steamy new romance between a Bravo starlet and an R&B playboy? Is Maya stepping out into the spotlight with someone new following her loud, messy, and very public split from Gordon Thornton? Or is this just a well-timed PR move designed to stir up gossip and get the internet talking? You're not going to believe what insiders have already started leaking. And yet we've got all the screenshots, sources, and social media chaos ready for you. We're going to break down the timeline of all their run-ins. We'll dig into the footage that first lit up the dating rumors. We'll dissect what's being said publicly and what's being left unsaid. And of course, we'll look at how this wild new pairing stacks up against both of their controversial past. Now this is where things really start to get juicy. So pour yourself some tea or grab your phone, because you will want to zoom in on this. What we're about to dive into might seriously change the way you see both Mia and Bobby. Let's rewind a little, because every good scandal has a starting point, and this one didn't come out of nowhere. The story traces back to early July 2025, when a grainy video clip first surfaced on Instagram and TikTok. Shot inside a dimly lit lounge in Atlanta, the video showed Mia and Bobby seated very close together in what looked like a private VIP section. There wasn't any kissing caught on camera, but the vibes? Undeniable. Mia was laughing, leaning in, lightly touching his arm, and Bobby looked very at home with her there. Fans zoomed in fast, and the comments section exploded. Wait, is that Mia with Bobby? Chill. Gordon's somewhere throwing his whole phone right now. You know Bravo's cameras are gonna pick this up. At first, folks brushed it off, maybe just a friendly encounter, maybe a coincidence. But then came the second sighting just 2 weeks later, this time at a high-profile charity gala in Washington, D.C., where both names were officially listed on the guest list. According to multiple eyewitnesses and, of course, some of your favorite shady Instagram blogs, Mia and Bobby arrived separately but left together. And not just at the same time. Sources say they slipped into the same black SUV waiting outside. Still thinking this is just coincidence? Well, then came the third and most undeniable sighting. Just last weekend, TMZ, the neighborhood talk. You already know they got involved. Both of them posted high-resolution shots from a rooftop event in Miami, and this time, the hand-holding was hard to ignore. Not the polite, church lady kind of hand-holding. Not the "we're just friends" variety. This was fingers laced, walking in sync, unmistakable date night hand-holding. No bodyguard nearby. No Bravo production crew in sight either. Now here's the real kicker: when reporters tried to get a comment, Bobby reportedly just laughed it off, saying, "We're just vibing, man." And Mia? She gave her trademark Cheshire Cat grin and said, "You'll see what's real real soon." Like, wait, what does that even mean? Are we talking a new music video? A soft rollout of a new relationship? A setup for her Bravo return storyline? Whatever it is, it's giving soft launch vibes. It's giving not quite official, but very clearly intentional. Let's be real, Mia loves a headline just as much as Bobby loves a hook. And at this point, that makes 3 public appearances in 3 different cities and not a single denial from either of them. This is no longer speculation, it's a developing pattern. Now let's get into the real mess, because Mia Thornton's relationship status isn't just it's complicated. It's messy, it's public, and it's got a whole lot of people raising eyebrows. Just a few months back, Mia was still in the thick of a roller coaster marriage with Gordon Thornton, the very man who helped bring her into the Bravo spotlight. On Real Housewives of Potomac, on the outside, their marriage looked like a dream. Exotic vacations, matching power moves, lavish gifts, and a glamorous home reportedly financed, at least in part, by Gordon's chiropractic business empire. But behind closed doors, the cracks were obvious. Whispers of financial control issues, emotional disconnect, and even allegations of infidelity on both sides have been swirling for a while. And while Mia often played coy during her confessionals on RHOP, even she couldn't keep up the perfect facade forever. By late 2024, she officially filed for separation, citing irreconcilable differences. But according to sources close to Gordon, the breakup was far from mutual. Word is Gordon was blindsided. He reportedly believed they were still trying to salvage the marriage for the sake of their blended family. In several interviews, Gordon didn't hold back. He hinted that Mia had changed the moment the cameras started rolling and accused her of chasing fame instead of keeping her vows. But here's where it gets even messy. Despite the separation filing, there's still no finalized divorce. Court records indicate that proceedings are still ongoing, meaning Mia may not even be legally single yet, and yet, here she is getting cozy in public with a man known for anything but privacy. So the question becomes, what's really going on here? Is Bobby Valentino just a post-breakup rebound? Or did their connection begin before Mia and Gordon were truly done? And let's not forget, Bobby isn't new to headline-making relationships. His love life has been all over the place: reality TV entanglements, R&B love triangle drama, you name it. If May is stepping into his orbit, she's also stepping straight into the storm that comes with it, and fans? They're not cutting her any slack either. Social media has been dragging Mia for moving on too fast, accusing her of craving attention more than healing. One fan even tweeted, "Mia left her husband and jumped into Bobby V's arms like she's auditioning for Love and Hip Hop. Potomac. Girl, blink twice if you need a storyline." Meanwhile, Gordon has mostly kept a low profile since the separation, but the day after the Miami photos went viral, he posted a cryptic quote to Instagram that had people talking. Some people will burn their entire house down just to be seen from the street. Pray for them. Ooh, that one cut deep. So whether Maya is truly trying to start fresh or simply creating a buzzworthy storyline for her next reality chapter, one thing's clear: this relationship didn't sprout from clean, peaceful soil. It's growing out of pure drama. Now we've got to talk about the man at the center of all this headline chaos, Bobby Valentino. You probably remember him from early 2000s R&B hits like Slow Down and Anonymous. But these days, it's not his music keeping him in the spotlight, it's his controversial, sometimes messy romantic history. And let's be honest, if Mia Thornton thought she was walking into a season of peace and healing, she might have actually just stepped into a lion's den. Let's rewind for just a moment. Bobby Valentino, real name Robert Wilson, first shot to stardom under Ludacris's disturbing That Piece label, charming fans with his smooth vocals and baby-face looks. For a while, Bobby was R&B's sweetheart. That is, until the scandals began stacking up one after another like dominoes. Over the past 10 years, Bobby's name has been tied to multiple relationship controversies, each one seemingly messier than the last. Let's break it down. Number 1. The infamous 2017 hotel room incident. Arguably the most damaging PR crisis of Bobby's career. A video went viral that allegedly showed Bobby running out of a hotel room, half-dressed, while being filmed by a transgender woman who claimed he'd refused to pay for services rendered. That clip spread like wildfire online. Bobby's team jumped into defense mode immediately, releasing statements about privacy violations, blackmail attempts, and personal boundaries, but the public wasn't buying it. The situation sparked intense debates about sexuality, exploitation, and celebrity entitlement. And let's just say Bobby didn't exactly handle it gracefully. He stayed silent, avoided interviews, and disappeared from the spotlight for several months. Even now, many believe his reputation never fully recovered. Anytime Bobby's name trends, Someone's sure to bring up that scandal. Next up, situationship overload and a fear of commitment. Bobby also built a reputation for being the love him and ghost him type. Several women, including background dancers and social media personalities, have come forward, accusing him of ditching them after whirlwind flings that barely lasted a week, often right after they'd gone public on social media. In one particularly viral podcast appearance, a former flame dragged him, saying, "Bobby acts like he's a 22-year-old with a mixtape and a full rotation of girls. He's almost 50. Grow up." Then there's the baby mama drama. Although Bobby has kept his private life largely under wraps, rumors have long circulated about secret kids and child support issues, while he's never publicly confirmed or denied any of it. Gossip bloggers and court watchers have repeatedly reported on alleged paternity cases and unpaid support battles. And let's be real, when someone keeps that quiet for too long, silence tends to look a lot like guilt. Fourth, his history with reality stars. And this is where things really start to tie in with Mia Thornton. Bobby has been romantically linked to several women in the reality TV world, including former Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta cast members, and even a rumored fling with Basketball Wives star Tommy Ramong, but that particular rumor was never confirmed. So when fans saw Mia cozied up in Bobby's lap, cocktail in hand, beachside, they already knew exactly what kind of situation this was. One person on Twitter posted, "Mia Thornton is Bobby V's next playlist feature track 7, Gaslight. Gatekeep, Ghost. Girl, don't say we didn't warn you." Another shared a meme of Bobby holding a rose with the caption, "Here lies another reality star who thought she could fix Bobby Valentino. Brutal. Now to be fair, people can grow." Maybe Bobby has turned a corner. Maybe Mia isn't just another chapter in his bad boy playbook. But fans? They're not buying it. And it's not hard to see why. His past shows a man who craves attention, dodges accountability, and never stays rooted in one place or one woman for long. So what exactly does all of this mean for Mia Thornton? It could mean she's got a fresh Real Housewives of Potomac storyline on deck. It could mean another heartbreak is just around the corner. Or it might be a carefully timed media stunt to keep both their names trending. Either way, the red flags. Here, they're not just waving anymore, they're full-blown on fire. Alright, and this is where things really start to get hot. If you thought the tea was piping already, just wait. Because once those first photos and videos of Mia Thornton and Bobby Valentino started circulating online late-night outings, red carpet moments, and even a few flirty Instagram lives, the blogs went absolutely crazy. People weren't just speculating whether they were spending time together, they were convinced this was way more than casual. Some people even began speculating that this could be the start of a full-on relationship. But to really understand the weight of what's happening here, you have to understand who Bobby Valentino is in this equation. Let's take it back for a second. Bobby V, known for those smooth R&B vocals and timeless hits like Slow Down and Fade. Anonymous has always carried a certain mystique, a mix of charm, sex appeal, and mystery. Over the last few years, he's kept things relatively quiet, staying out of the major spotlight, which makes his sudden reappearance, and with someone like Mia Thornton, no less, even more buzzworthy. So how did these two even connect in the first place? According to both reports and heavy fan speculation, their paths crossed thanks to mutual friends in Atlanta's entertainment circle. Mia, since her exit from Real Housewives of Potomac, has been popping up at more and more industry events. And Bobby, while he might not be dropping tracks like he used to, is still a recognizable face in Southern celebrity scenes. Allegedly, the two first met at a private after-party that took place following a charity gala earlier this year. And from that point on, things seemed to move pretty quickly. Eyewitnesses claim they were spotted holding hands, whispering in each other's ears off in the corner. One even said they left the event together, slipping into Bobby's black SUV. But here's where it gets interesting. Neither one said a word about it. No press statement, no Instagram caption, not even a cheeky denial. Nothing but radio silence. And that silence? It only added fuel to the fire. Then came the Miami sighting matching outfits at a late-night lounge appearance. Mia showed up in a silky emerald green dress. Bobby had on a satin shirt that matched almost perfectly. Coincidence? Maybe. But the internet wasn't buying it. Social media was on fire with comments like, "That's bae. Are they for real? Or is this just a PR stunt? Mia sure knows how to pick him. But what really had people side-eyeing was a cryptic Instagram story Mia posted not long after. She shared Bobby's song Tell Me playing softly in the background and captioned it, "Say less, say less." And for the internet, that said everything. Still, not everyone is convinced this is all about romance. There's a growing camp online that thinks this might be business, not pleasure. Maybe even a calculated PR move. Let's not forget Mia's no stranger to headline-making drama. And Bobby? He could definitely use a little image reboot. So, is it love or is it strategy? Before you lock in your answer, you'll want to hear this next part because what comes next reveals something most people have missed entirely. A hidden connection that ties this entire fling into a betrayal so messy. It left longtime fans absolutely stunned. This is where the drama reaches its peak. With whispers growing louder, social media sleuths digging deeper, and cryptic clues still being dropped. What comes next might be the most revealing chapter in the entire story. Beneath all the designer outfits, luxury lounges, and glitzy photos, there's something no one expected. A carefully crafted game of revenge, clout and power, and at the center of it all is one explosive twist. The ultimate twist? Turns out, Bobby Valentino allegedly has a past with someone very close to Mia's. Circle. In fact, according to an exclusive leak that surfaced just days after their Miami sighting, a voice note began circulating online from an anonymous insider claiming that Bobby previously had a situationship, or at the very least a romantic fling with another former housewife alum, someone who, as it turns out, also happens to be one of Mia's biggest rivals from the show. Now hold up for a second because this right here isn't just messy, it's calculated. According to insiders, Mia might have found out about Bobby's past connection and still decided to get close to him not for romance, but as a straight-up power move. Sources close to the reality TV crowd say Mia's been working overtime to rebrand herself ever since her dramatic exit from RHOP. And honestly, what better way to flip the script than by getting involved in a relationship that has everyone talking? But wait, it gets deeper. Mia's PR playbook might have just been exposed. A person claiming to be one of her former assistants, who has since taken their Instagram private, dropped screenshots and clips suggesting there was a very calculated publicity plan behind the scenes. That alleged plan? It included public appearances with Bobby V, syncing up their Instagram activity, adding strategic tags in her close friend stories, and even get this a planned podcast drop featuring both of them teasing the idea of being a couple but staying coy enough to keep the mystery alive. This ain't checkers. It's PR chess. So where does Bobby fit into all of this? Well, sources say he's no victim here either. One insider flat out claimed Bobby knew exactly what his name being tied to Mia would do and he was all for it. Why? Because apparently Bobby's been quietly prepping the launch of a brand new independent R&B project, and he knows full well that a little drama can go a long way when it comes to streaming numbers. In fact, he's already dropped hints that some of his new tracks will be inspired by recent events, and now fans are asking the question, is Mia about to be featured? But here's where things start to feel straight out of a Shakespeare play. Right. When folks were starting to believe this couple might actually be legit, thinking, hey, maybe there's real chemistry here, the whole fantasies started unraveling. In a now deleted Instagram live, Mia popped off in an emotional rant, making vague references to being used, saving receipts, and karma being real. She didn't drop Bobby's name directly, but trust, she didn't need to. The shade? Nuclear. Then, just hours later, Bobby clapped back, posting a black and white photo of himself with the caption, "Some people play the victim after they lose control of the narrative. Stay focused." Boom. So now comes the aftermath, and everyone's asking the big question. Who really played who? Was it all fake? Was this just for clout? Or did real feelings get tangled up and somebody walked away hurt? Whatever the real story is, one thing we know for sure, Mia Thornton knows how to keep her name in the headlines. Whether it's sparking chaos, aligning herself with buzzworthy figures like Bobby V, or breadcrumbing just enough drama to keep fans scrolling, she's proven over and over again that she knows how to thrive in the madness. And Bobby? Maybe. He thought he was just borrowing a little spotlight, but it looks like he might have gotten caught in a storm that's only picking up speed.